Oh, all right. All right, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back. I am new to the cast. I just got here. My name is Chappie. I was busy, kind of, and I've come to rescue Hari. He's still here as well. Thanks, Hari, for sitting through all day.
Thanks for rescuing me.
Yeah. So we have, who do we have? We've got skill difference versus
Pain.
pain. Okay. Skill difference versus pain. All right, and I
US
recognize
versus
all of
Brazil.
Dire. Is it?
I do. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Double
Yeah,
damage.
I've known all these guys on the US for a long time, but yeah. So we haven't missed anything so far. So let's go over who is playing exactly what. We've got Pata, and let me know again if I am mispronouncing any of these that you've been pronouncing differently or anything. So Pata is on Crystal Maiden. Bogus is on Windrunner. Grent is on Vengeful Spirit. Pride on Night Stalker, and Doodoo on Dragon Knight. And for the Dire, we've got Dilated Mind on Ricky. Chopper, the Deer on Venomancer, Derp Derp Derp, Darkseer, WLSK on Earthshaker, which has got to be short for something, and then Sexy on Shadow Demon. Did I get all those
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, I guess I hadn't been pronouncing any of them because the thing crashed as soon as we started, so there was no opportunity. Well, I've been pronouncing the Dire because they were in the previous game, but yeah, I think they're all right.
Right.
Seems
All
good.
right, they get your approval. All right.
Yeah, stamp of approval.
Good, good. So as far as picks goes, I assume that you were at least you guys were all connected and everything for that, all right? So
Nope.
no.
We have been
Okay.
connected for nothing.
Well then, I have not missed much.
No.
What is in my background? There we go. Had an ad in my back. Probably was an ad for the stream that we're watching. All right. So as far as the lanes came out, let's go over what we're actually watching since this is all new to me. This is a Prodota qualifier, North American. And this is the finals in a best of 3. This is game 1, and we already mentioned the teams. Yeah, so that should catch everybody up. As far as the lanes go, it looks like we've got just Windrunner kind of semi-abandoning top against a tri-lane. Tri-lane being Earthshaker, Venomancer, and obviously Ricky gonna be farming a Mad up top. In mid, it looks like 1v1 Dragon Knight versus Shadow Demon. Haven't seen a lot of Dragon Knight solo mid for a while. I know it's been common in previous incantations.
Well, it isn't really solo mid, it's a dual lane with
Is it
CM.
dual? I didn't even look at dual. Okay, right. Okay, so it is dual. And then we've got another dual lane bottom. Wow, a Night Stalker dual lane. Interesting, with VS.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess they just figured that, one support hero can keep the
DS.
DS back as much as possible, yeah, and so they'll just give the Night Stalker free farm there, and then the Dragon Knight some sort of farm. Though, yeah, I mean, dual laning Dragon Knight, well, Dragon Knight's not very popular these days anyway, but dual laning him in the mid is definitely uncommon, but him getting a bottle is extremely rare. I mean, it's a bit weird too because generally speaking, well, I mean, he can hand off the bottle, but I don't think another hero can't actually pick up the rune for him, can they?
I don't even know. We will. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they could.
Okay. Well, then that's fine because he can hand it off to. Although he's actually just going to bottle crow it seems. I was going to say he can hand it off to the CM who can run control because you definitely don't want him stepping out of the lane because you want him to get that as much experience as possible. But
Right. Right. Yeah, I've seen that before. At least in Pawn, and I know for a while at least I was definitely doable in Dota 1. Like you said, you kind of got me second guessing myself now in Dota 2. I'm not sure if
yeah, I don't really know.
they've changed it, but yeah, I mean it's a very, very viable strategy. Obviously, is to just give your support, your dual lane supporter, the bottle whenever it's up, and you just stay in the lane, obviously. But they're gonna, like you said, they're gonna courier it, which is actually 3. It's actually full charges. I didn't even realize that it's not really been nerfed in that regard in Dota 2 at all. Interesting. So it's very, very powerful.
There's no no-tail to break it yet, so.
Oh man, our background's pretty clear.
Oh, it looks like actually action going to be going on the Dragon Knight mid. Max level Shadow Poison, well, 3 level, not actually max. 3 stacks is going to be enough. He's going to try to turn around. Does he get the stun?
What?
Oh, it's going to be so close.
Oh, so close. Sexy. Now there's 3 people. Oh, and his son should be falling out here shortly. That should be more than enough. Nice little turnaround there. Nice TP in there from Grant. Or Grant, I should say. So Payne actually going to pick up first blood against Skill Difference. Is that what their team name is? The Dire?
Yeah, yep, skill difference.
Skill difference. Looks like there is a skill difference in this game.
Oh.
Oh, just kidding.
I've actually already used that one in the previous game.
No! Well, I haven't been here.
Yeah. So technically it's okay, but I did beat you to it.
Yeah, you did. All right. Well, great minds think alike. What can I say? I don't know. Yeah. So nicely done. 1-0 for the Pain, the Brazilian team. I did not know that. Oh yeah, Pain, obviously the best. Aren't they like supposed to be the best Brazilian team?
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're in the qualifier. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, this isn't just the qualifier. I mean, if they win this, then they're in the Anyway, actually going to be going on the Dark Seer bottom. The silence does come out, so he won't be able to get away. The nuke, nuke from the... Yeah, it's going to be enough.
See him and Vias on the same team. I mean, those are just like tier 1 supports. They're so viable, so versatile. I mean, like they're going to be able to get these kills over and over again with those 2 support heroes, and you don't really have the same utility like that from the other team. You got what? You got VS, okay, okay ganking. Earthshaker's also just okay ganking in early levels, unless you can get a fissure block. All of his stuns are pretty damn short duration, so they're going to need like to get level 5 pretty soon here. Otherwise, this is going to be a pretty one-sided, extreme early game. But yeah, I mean, I like that. If they can keep this movement, which they look like they're doing, look, we've got Crystal Maiden and VS again rotating mid. They're definitely heroes that they can actually kill. I mean, there's no escape mechanisms that's going to be preventing these kills.
Yeah, they're basically gonna. The problem, obviously, that comes with these 2 very strong early game supports is that they're gonna lack the sort of melee initiator that you normally get in the tri lane, like this Earthshaker. And speaking of the Earthshaker, oh, great Fissure block up top. That's definitely a dead winner. Really great Fissure there.
Yeah, I was just speaking of that, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were. But yeah, so the thing that's going to, the difference is going to be that they're
actually they're going to actually try gank mid. He's definitely going to go down once again. Sexy. Who's going to get the last hit? Going to disrupt? No, not going to bother. He's going to do a lot of damage to Dudu, but unfortunately for Dudu, he does have what is an empty bottle. Is the courier coming back out? Is there a rune up? 8 minutes. It's bottom. It's regen actually, or invisibility. Excuse me. We'll see if they grabs that. And he is. He's going to head bottom, so that's going to be good for him as well. But I think you're about to have a thought.
Yeah, I was just saying that the downside for them is going to come in the mid game, obviously, or mid and late game when they don't have that sort of melee initiator, which I guess is kind of why they've gone for this, like, slightly what we would call tanky, I guess, lineup. You know, having a Night Stalker and a Dragon Knight, they can kind of, instead of having actually a true initiation, they can kind of just like run into the fight and hope the fight starts favorably for them, just running in rather than actually getting some sort of burst initiation, which is obviously the downside of having these 2 supports, who are roaming very effectively.
Well, yeah, they can definitely do that. I know that Complexity does that as well. They don't really run that big initiator. Instead, they get that blink, or they get the Force Staff, I should say, on Skeleton King, to get him positioned for stuns and stuff. And obviously, it's just ideal for Skeleton King. Obviously, he has 2 lives. He's not an ideal target that you want to counter kill. So he kind of has that passive ability to initiate.
Shadow Demon going down on the mid.
Yeah. Again, once again, they need to get some wards up. Actually, the wards are right above. It just doesn't matter because the ganks are coming from the south, and it doesn't even matter if the ganks are coming from the south because Dragon Knight is more than capable after popping Dragon Form to actually pop that the Dragon Tail out. But it doesn't matter. I didn't actually see how that one started. Did you actually see how it started?
Yeah, he had an invis, so he just stood behind him, and then as soon as the supports ran in and he tried to back off, he just stunned him from behind, and obviously the long duration was enough to get them in position. Yeah,
well, look at Brazil off to a great start. Brazil!
Yeah, if you look at the gold graph, though, because of the laning advantage and the farming advantage, even despite the 4-to-1 kill difference, they're still down 1,000 gold. So that doesn't bode well going against this Ricky, who's actually gotten, interestingly enough, Wraith Band. A little bit unusual. When you're free farming, you don't usually need to get a Wraith Band. Normally you'd expect him just to have his treads done, and then obviously that Blade of Alacrity working towards his Diffusal.
Yeah. Definitely, and well, actually, now that I open up the F4, I gotta make sure I don't miss anything else because I've been terrible so far. But F4, you see that, like you said, you're mentioning, you look at the golden minute on Crystal Maiden and VS. They've been successful in one sense, but their golden minute is very low. It probably wouldn't be as low if they were in a lane. But then similarly, you have Venomancer at 100 as well, so that's not a huge deal. But still, you've got a great... you pretty much just have farm on Night Stalker and somewhat decent farm on Dragon Knight, and everyone else is really struggling, including Windrunner up top. Whereas it's not quite the same case for everyone else. I'm just trying to my hardest. They're going to stun up top and see if they get enough here. It is, it's nighttime actually, so this actually should be enough here. They're going to go ahead and dive and get vision. We do have a TP coming in. Derp doing as much as he can to survive for as long as he can. Look at that forcing Pride to run past the tower. And we just have another stun there. Let's see if the blink comes out. One more, and look at that nice TPs here coming out, finally doing what they can to try and equalize. Now 4-2, still in the favor of Pain. But yeah, as I was saying, if you look at the gold, you've got Ricky farming really well, 350 about, and then you've got over 200 on Darkseer and well over 200 on Shadow Demon, and Earthshaker doing well as well at 160. So like you mentioned,
action mid actually.
Yeah, I'm watching this unfold. It's like not even worth it anymore. How many times has he died? It's like, oh, yeah, he's dying again.
Yeah, 0-4.
They just have really good early level game. We'll see it, like you said. We'll have to keep an eye out in mid-game if they can actually be successful then. They don't have that great initiation, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the gank bottom confused me a little bit. Well, I mean, I guess they were just a little bit too aggressive. Well, no. I mean, so once they saw the 2 TPs, I'm really surprised that they just didn't run back out the bottom. Like, the Darkseer did do a good vacuum to kind of delay them, but they still had plenty of time. And I think if the Night Stalker had gone back out the bottom, and actually Windrunner is going to go down top. It's going to pop the Windrun, but the Blink Strike should be enough. Oh, yeah, she's going to have to run off to the right. Maybe she managed to juke out of this. Oh, no. Shadow Poison spots are out. She's screwed.
Oh, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. And Earthshaker actually picks it up 500 gold. And look at that, already Arcane Boots. Well, that's 12 minutes in, but still, that's really going to help his journey towards Blink, which is going to be huge in mid-game. But, yeah.
Yeah, the problem comes with like this great roaming strategy that, I mean, so you don't have the initiation in the late game, and the other problem is, though, you don't have really pushing power. Like, when you get kills early on, these days you really have to turn that into towers. If you're not, you're just basically not doing it right. Unless, obviously, you plan on really having a superior late game, which I really don't think they do. I mean, they do have Dragon Knight and Night Stalker, both who are kind of, I mean, Dragon Knight's definitely a hard carry. Night Stalker kind of a semi-carry, but I mean, against a Ricky Darkseer and Shadow Demon, I don't really think, I mean, maybe they're not unfavored, but they're certainly not favored. So not enough that you can just rely on getting kills and not turning it into anything. So, I don't know, that's one of the problems with their picking lineup. I mean, the Dragon Knight could kind of serve that function with his ability to take down towers quickly with his ult form, but they really haven't utilized that very effectively either. Like, the last time he had his ult form and they'd killed the person mid, he actually had to roam to grab a rune rather than being able to do some nice right-click damage to the tower.
Yeah, I was actually watching that last game that you cast with the Dire. I guess it would be skill difference that game. They had tons of abilities that actually damage towers, and they have great poke as well. Kind of the opposite this game. Actually, no one in this game, except for like Dragon Knight, really has an ability that directly can increase the speed of a tower going down. You do have decent pushing from Darkseer, and as well, obviously, from the wards from Venomancer. But aside from that, yeah, like you mentioned, there's really just not a whole lot of push in general going on in this game. Push lineups like Lesh. I'm assuming Lesh was banned, or do you even know? Were you
Yes,
must have been in there for that?
Lesh was banned.
Yeah, because Lesh is just obscenely popular right now. But yeah, so I mean, that's really the thing is that both teams can get away with not having that type of gameplay where you gank and then you take a tower, simply because they both don't really have that capacity. It's not really going to be in the favor of either team. So, I mean, it's not as huge of an action. We're going to see a bit of a screw. Oh, yeah, a little bit old there. Not a bad idea to build those early games to get early kills. Team fights not really very prevalent early on. So, nice little pickup there from our North American team. Now 5-5, 14 minutes in. And the gold graph is now starting to dip a little bit even more in the favor of the Dire.
Yeah, it looks like the Ricky, I'm going to assume, has his actually wand coming out. It's probably his wand, I would assume, and more importantly, his diffusal already up. So he's going to start being a ganking menace, which is going to be really difficult for, those low health supports. They did a great job roaming, but they're still, I mean, well, level 6 is not bad. Ooh, and actually, speaking of low health, yeah, Crystal Maiden just going down. Just gets popped.
Popped, exactly. Oh, wow, almost going to pick up the tower.
It's
going to be enough. Oh my goodness, Sniper is actually in the game. He's stuck inside that mid tower. He decided to make a reappearance. But yeah, nice little pickup there. Still 6-6. It's going to be nighttime here shortly. In fact, in a minute about, I think Derp just going to actually TP out. Look at that. He's not going to mess with this. Oh, not enough for that stun. Just now coming off cooldown, or the mini stun. But yeah, I mean, this nighttime is going to be coming soon. And wow, do they really need it. I mean, they're such a mid-game centric team. I'm talking about Radiant right now, Pain. They definitely do not scale as well into the late game. Definitely. I mean, Ricky is undoubtedly going to scale better than a Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight actually doesn't really have any great scalability. And neither really does
Great shackle shot top from this Windrunner, actually. Baiting the Ricky around will still be enough, and actually will be enough to take on the Ricky. Good supports, both the supports coming in. The Windrunner did a great job baiting the Ricky over towards which, but then just hanging around a little bit too long. That's just careless.
Snipes everywhere, and I'm going to have a bit of a no, not going to have it. Never mind. They're just going to try and push now. No towers have actually gone down yet. Oh, there's going to be a swap now. Sexy might be overplaying. He does juke one stun, though, but it should be coming out. Nice follow-up stun there from WSLK. Oh, no, and he's going to go away. Actually, the Shadow Poison should pop. Eventually.
Yeah, he's dead, for sure. Interesting.
It is nighttime. He actually pops his ult, and he should come out on top of that ult as well. That's going to be 250 gold for Pride as well, and it's going to be nighttime following this as well. So this should be a very lucrative time here for Pain. We'll see if they can actually break the stalemate. It's just going up 5-5, 6-6, 7-7, 8-8, and we'll see. Pain absolutely needs to get ahead here, otherwise they're going to fall behind in the very late game. We're going to have a bit of a counter gank here. Maybe Deleted Mind is invis. He's going to have support from the side. Stun's going to come out, no doubt. They're trying to keep him in the smoke for as long as possible, but even then, it's still going to be semi-hard. The block is not going to actually land. You should have blinked on the other side of it. This is probably not going to be enough, unfortunately. If the block can come off, nope. Phase boots do come out. Yep, phase boots and Vanguard, like I said, is not going to be enough. And
yeah.
Counter gank.
I was kind of questioning that Vengeful Spirit swapped back to the tower there on the Shadow Beam. I don't really know what he thought he was doing because he didn't have a stun actually, so when he swapped him in, like the CM was able to use her abilities, but at the same time he's basically just asking the Shadow Demon to kill him. I mean, he could have purged him if he wanted, or he just, as he did, actually stacked up the Shadow Poison. So, I don't know, kind of a questionable, a little bit too aggressive there. I mean, wanting to kind of counter gank. And I understand the idea, like, you know, your Shadow Demon's close to your tower. It'd be one thing if, like, the Dragon Knight was there to follow up stun, but he didn't really have that, so it's just going to die anyway. I don't know, a little bit weird play in that regard. But, we'll see. I'd like to see the Ricky, and he's going to have his treads up and one more creep kill, so I assume he's going to start roaming around and ganking a little bit more. Obviously, he was trying to set up that gank top, but an unfortunate Fisher from the Earthshaker, and that wasn't possible. But the Earthshaker actually is 400 gold away from his blink, so that's going to be a nice blink time.
A smoke gank up top, and there is a dust ready on VS as well. We'll see if they can actually make it happen. Deleted Mind's going to go ahead and back, sensing danger. His Ricky senses are tingling, and that's going to be that, I believe. They are still smoked. No one's actually out of that invis yet. They're just waiting for that Ricky to come out. Ricky's actually not going to buy it. He's going to TP bottom, and that's going to be a wasted smoke and a wasted time as well there for Pride, but you can't blame them for trying. It's exactly what they need to be doing. It's not nighttime, actually. Why did I think it was nighttime? Why? Did nighttime already end? Did they already have night one?
Yes, it's 18 minutes.
It's a quick night. Yeah, it is. Seriously, this game is on fast forward in my head. Like, this is the first game for me, so this is crawling for you, but it's going very quickly for me.
Holy, did you get that Windrunner juke bottom? Because that was a really nice play. Alright, nice. The Windrunner actually ran into the secret shop, power shot through the trees to make another spot for herself, and she actually ran into the corner and TP'd out there. So, nice job getting out of the way there, but this is going to cost them a tier 1 tower bottom. I don't think they'll be able to TP to defend this. So unfortunately, even though the Windrunner gets out, they're still going to lose the tower, and that is actually the first tower to fall in this game.
Sexy's actually going to go down again. He does a good job disrupting himself, but he's just going to delay the inevitable. We do have one TP coming in. He's going to get popped before anything can happen, and that slow does land, but is there going to be enough? WSLK is probably going to try and get a snipe off like he does. Not going to be enough to get a kill. We're going to have a TP up top. The tower is going to get taken out there. Deleted Mind does not TP in time to get that deny. And now looks like we're going to have a bit of a push here in mid. We do have Dragon Form level 1. Shows us to just keep it at level 1. Just enough to get that tower damage.
Yeah, hopefully they should be able to take this tower here and actually take the small tower lead and get them back a little bit into the game. Venomancer wards, I think maybe he thought about
I was looking for it.
Yeah.
I was looking for it. I don't even think he thought about it. I think you and me thought about it, but that wasn't enough for it to make it happen, unfortunately. Yeah, so let's see. Let's check the golden minute for Ricky here and his items, actually. We do actually look at that. I have a Diffusal Blade, and we've had the Poor Man's Shield. So Diffusal Blade, 19 minutes, not bad. And he's actually going to be fine. He's doing the right thing, just AFK farming, basically. It's not his responsibility to do anything different than that. It's the Radiant's responsibility to prevent him from doing this. And he actually looks like he is going to be prevented pretty significantly here. Let's see if they actually get any dust out. Oh, does that land?
Yeah, it
does land. Actually, it does. He's going to shackled. He's easily going to go down here. 5 up top, and they're probably going to force this tower as well. Actually, wait, that's not their tower. They are the Radiant team. So yeah, they're going to get a great kill there. Nicely done.
You know, he actually could have probably saved himself there. He could have purged himself after the dust hit, or the dust hit, and he would have actually been fine because they weren't close enough to follow up immediately. Because like obviously the problem is if you purge yourself, you know you're going to be visible for that fade time, and you're all shackle. Thought he was going to shackle the creep, but he actually ended up shackling the Darkseer. If he shackled the creep instead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. Chopper's probably going to go down here. There's not enough stuns here to disable. He's going to try and do a little bit of body block. Not going to be enough. We have a Haze coming in, actually. He's going to try and make more out of this. Sexy's in danger of going down as well. Disruption should be coming out, and it does. We'll see if there's enough. There's no more mana actually left on Pata. Doesn't matter. Nice shackle. Blink in there, actually. Blink. Oh, is that a blink ult? It is a blink ult. Wow. WSLK comes in, tries to turn around. He's actually going to pay for it with his life. Still 4, now actually not still, 4 dead. 1 did just come back, so 4 do end up going down. They're in the favor of Pain, so they're seriously coming out on top of that one.
Yeah, I surprised that, I don't know, they just kind of got picked off one by one and then like kind of came in to try to help and then got picked off one by one as well. So it was just A little bit poor play by them in that regard, unfortunately, but that should even up the gold graph pretty well, which should make the game at least a little bit more interesting. Also, what I want to talk about, double bracer on the Darkseer. I mean, I guess it makes sense. You kind of want to get tanky up with the Darkseer, but certainly never seen that before. I guess, I mean, you know, he was in the sacrifice lane, but Darkseer's farm really well in the sacrifice lane anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. And especially since the Vengeful Spirit spent so much time roaming, but I guess he did get killed a couple times. Let's see. No, only killed once. So yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he could go for that double bracer. Maybe just one bracer, which you could turn into drums later on or something like that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. His prerogative. Also, he only went 1 point in surge, which I think is kind of a little less common these days. I think normally now people are going with the 2-point surge. So also just, I don't know, a little bit different. Night Stalker maybe going to go in here. Thinking about it, it's gotta. I mean, it's now actually the beginning-ish of night. Finally, that night you were hoping for. So he's.
You know what's fun? Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's gotta make the most of it.
For the longest time, and I still struggle, I've just seriously read the day-night cycle up top wrong. I've literally just read it incorrectly. Like, the arrow, the little triangle, that is the indicator. That is where
Right.
the day, that's, you know what I mean? And for the longest time, like, look at, you see how it says night, 9 p.m.? Like, look at it right now. Oh, what, someone dying? No, it's an illusion. Like, for some reason, like, I'm thinking there's like a sliver left of day. For the longest time, I'm looking at that, I'm thinking there's a sliver left of day. It's almost going to be nighttime. But in fact, that would be night halfway over. So that kind of leads me to why I get confused a lot. But anyways, we're going to have a whole bunch down bottom and try and get a tower here. This will be the third tower taken for the Radiant team. 2 towers already down for the Dire team. There's lots going down here. Ult is ready on Elder. He's going to pop it. Go ahead and do some big damage here. You can see if we have Blink initiation or something. They're trying to hold on as long as possible. The ult is coming off cooldown in 10 seconds on WSLK on Earthshaker. But they're actually going to get that tower in back before anything can happen.
Yeah, if they'd had the Earthshaker ult there, that would have been huge. Great vacuum catching 3 of the Radiant. Obviously, that amazing combo, the Earthshaker Darkseer, which is probably the best Darkseer combo possible. Well, maybe Darkseer OD, but yeah, Darkseer Earthshaker is up there too. And so, yeah, if he'd been able to catch there, but unfortunately just didn't have his ult in time, so that meant that the Radiant was able to take a tower uncontested, and Dragon Knight TP's top to farm. Dragon Knight is getting pretty good farm here. I'm not sure if he's quite caught up with the Riki yet. Let's see. 387, 381. Yeah, actually has caught up with the Riki now in farm, despite having not quite a successful time in that mid lane. And oh wait, no, he actually hasn't. The Night Stalker is even with Riki. Yeah, looking at the wrong heroes. I just assume, the Dragon Knight's going to be the highest farm on his team, but that's not actually true. It is obviously the Night Stalker who had the much easier farm lane. And speaking of Night Stalker, has actually picked up a point booster, so we'll be going for that Aghanims next. So, yeah, yeah, a little bit less effective against a Riki team, I think. Well, if he gets a gem, actually, it's super effective, so we'll see. Yeah. But the thing is, normally, I mean, because if the Riki can spot him out, then they're not really going to be caught off guard by the gank anyway, so we'll see. But what might catch them off guard will be this Roche gank. They didn't actually smoke up, though. I would have really liked that.
Yeah, we'll see how this unfolds. I mean, obviously, you've got great initiation potential here from Night Stalker, which actually kind of fills the role that we were actually saying was lacking. Obviously, it's great. Nighttime, he just BKBs and runs in there. That's not a bad initiation by any means. But the problem is that Earthshaker, unless you initiate on Earthshaker, he's going to be available to just pretty much crush the entire rest of the team. There's not a whole lot of BKB. Actually, there are 2 BKBs actually. So this is actually looking pretty tough, honestly, for Earthshaker's team. That'd be the Dire. But I mean, there's two BKBs. I mean, if those BKBs can pop before anything else happens, that's going to be pretty problematic here. So we're going to see who can initiate first. Force Staff comes out. That's actually on Sexy. We're going to have a swap, and it's done. Actually, nice. Only grabs 2. Here we go. The blink. Oh, a little bit delayed, unfortunately. Could have been faster, and unfortunately for them, Dragon Knight gets the BKB off. And that's just going to be a pretty ineffective fight right there. Delayed in mind. Is there a gem? As he does it, he's going to get
There is a gem on the Night Stalker.
And there is a gem on the Night Stalker. He's going to go down as well. So 3 do end up going down there for a skill difference. Sexy is trying to hold on as well as Derp. But yeah, I mean, a little bit of a delayed response there. I felt like Earthshaker could have popped in there just literally probably about a half a second faster, and I think that might have been in time for to get DK before his BKB off. Not that it would have made a huge difference by any means, but still, in general, he was a little bit late on the follow-up of that vacuum.
Yeah, and DK is level 15 now, so he should be picking up level 2 in that ult. Yep, and we'll soon have his Frost Dragon, which is actually going to be really scary for the Radiant, or for the Dire here. Because the one thing that Dire is lacking is they don't actually have, basically all their burst damage comes from that combo. If they can't get a lot of burst damage from the the EAS Darkseer combo, they're really not going to get burst damage from anywhere. Because like Shadow Demon does a ton of damage, but it's kind of all predictable damage. Same with Venomancer. You know, it's slow damage, it's a slow burn. The Riki can do good burst, but I mean, yeah, well, he's basically got to be relied on at this point, other than that combo, to do it. So I don't know, when they have that Frost Dragon, you know, just kind of in extended fights, the Frost Dragon is just so strong, and because they don't really have the burst, they're not going to be able to take fast fights, which is just going to make this level 16 Dragon Knight a real problem. And actually has something on the current. No, it's just bottle. Is he really bottle crowing again? I don't know. Or maybe send himself.
He's still on it. He still has the bottle on him, so
yeah,
he's not doing
like,
very well. He is.
Yeah. I guess,
forgot to pass it.
I guess maybe he just sent himself a TP. That's my guess, since he wasn't sure if he'd make it to the outpost, but then deciding to run back to base anyway. So yeah, I don't really know.
I don't know, but you know, you're bringing good points up. I mean, if you look at the lineup in general, I like it. I mean, I wouldn't like it so much if there wasn't the initiation capabilities that they have. I mean, they do have decent just run-in BKB initiation capabilities. They do have that, and the problem is that that's so effective. They don't have the Dire doesn't have an answer to that. They really don't. The only way they're gonna win a team fight is with pretty much surprise factor, with you know, real decent surprise initiation, and you know, that literally revolves around Pain just dropping the ball. Pain has to not have map awareness, they need to not have map control, they need to be out of position. So I mean, honestly, this is Pain's game to lose. If they're not any of those things, they're not going to get jumped on, and they're probably not going to lose a team fight in general. Is he level 16 yet? No, he's almost half a level of 16. Doesn't matter though. He's doing tons of damage. Look, he has a Maelstrom finish. Look at, so like I said, keep an eye out for it. WSLK is in the green. He's coming up from the down from the north. If he can get and there was the vacuum, that would have been an okay time. But still, I mean, Dragon Knight is so scary right now. The only way they're gonna win a team fight is with that surprise initiation, and I just don't see that happening. You're gonna have these fat melees up front in the form of Pride and Doodoo with BKBs, and we have an Invis now as well. This is gonna be even worse. We'll see if they choose to do anything with this.
And Knight is almost up, though. Unfortunately for him, maybe if he popped his ult before grabbing the invis, but I guess he's just going to let the Knight end. And yeah, no, he just phase boots to get rid of the invis, not actually going to do anything with it. It looks like the point booster picked up on the Darkseer. That doesn't necessarily indicate that he's going to go Aghanims right now, but just that he wants to at some point. Oh, actually, nice 4-step up. Going to catch the Windrunner here. Let's see if there's going to be a good follow-up. Actually, yeah, the Earthshaker gets a nice swap. Sorry.
Wow, swap comes out. No, nicely done. Doodoo comes in though. See, this is what I'm talking about. If you don't get these guys in their BKBs before they can BKB, he's just going to crap on your team. He's literally just pretty much doing that. Chopper's going to go down for sure. Prada, he's going to be finished off there. I want to say Prada, but that's definitely not Prada. It's Pride. And the Delated Mind does get away. So 3 end up going down there. So, wow, just great play there from VS. You know, it was a decent attempt. Definitely, it was a good play. But literally, there's pretty much one character in the game that's going to make you pay for that, and that was VS. And he did his job, and then the team responded. So just really strong play so far. And this is just not looking good right now for the North Americans.
Yeah, I was really surprised they started off so well, and I really thought that the Riki would kind of take over the mid game with some effective ganking, but he just, I don't know, he was never, they just never split up enough. They did a good job grouping up. Classic Brazilians running around as 5, you know, not giving you an opening to pick off the weak supports, and yeah, that's been really effective for them at this point. So what I wanted to say was the Darkseer actually has gone for had a point booster. Doesn't necessarily. Oh, and actually just goes straight to mech now, so that completely well. I wanted to talk about the Aghanims. Obviously, like, Aghanims on Darkseer are not near as strong as it used to be, but when you're against 2 really farmed heroes like Night Stalker and Dragon Knight, it actually can be really strong still. Obviously, making them deal more damage than they actually deal when you copy them is pretty insane, but at the same time, since they both have BKBs, there's not really that much of a chance of copying them, so it's kind of, I guess he probably just got the point booster because it's just great stats, and if he gets the Aghanims later when their BKBs are down to 5 seconds, all the better.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it is viable, but those BKBs and the general inability to surprise them is would pretty much make that impossible. So I think overall it's a wise decision to go mech. And this would definitely help if they can get this Roshan, but we'll see if they're actually able to pull that off. There's no wards. There actually is a ward around. There are wards around Roshan, so I'm sure they know what's going on here. They're not going to know exactly though the health. They can guess. There's not a whole lot of damage actually yet on this Dire side, so they're grouping up.
The Aghanims is actually flying into the Night Stalker now, and he can pop his ult to get the Knight, so they're going to have great vision for this fight, actually. Just got to wait for this courier to get here.
Watch him do it right now. There it goes. We'll see if ult comes out here any second. There goes the ult. They have vision. Oh, right in time too. Look at Roshan actually does go down. Swap not in time though. Derp gonna go down. Where's the Aegis? I'm not actually entirely sure. Anyways, look at all the damage coming out there from Dudu. Dudu just gonna like 5-shot some heroes. The WLSK is on the run as well. Delayed Mind actually doing work. Now he's got that nice miss percentage. He's still stuck in that cloud. Pride's actually gonna go down here. Nicely done there from the team. If he goes down, he's gonna drop the gem. No, he's too beefy. He has all that armor and that Vanguard as well. So Delayed Mind now it's a danger. Look at all the damage. That is not the real one. Wait. Wow. Am I missing something? That is... Okay, wow, never mind. Oh my gosh, that must have been not the real one that was on the... Okay, please tell me what happened.
Well, okay, so...
As far as Dudu goes...
Yeah, Vengeful Spirit tried a PGG play, kind of failed. Ricky did pick up the Aegis, got burst down very quickly in the beginning, but then came back up with the Aegis. And yeah, I don't know exactly what you were. Well, I was watching the real Dragon Knight the whole time. I don't know. I mean, there was the copy made from the wall, but
I was watching the copy that was. I thought the copy was like the real one or something. I don't know.
So did you kind of question what he was like, that he was deciding to start team killing? You know, I mean, because the illusion should have belonged to the Darkstare. So when he turned around and started attacking the Ricky, weren't you like,
Wait, you shouldn't do that. That's not recommended. Don't do it. So bad. Oh my god, it's been a long weekend for me.
It's okay. I'm sure our 25 viewers are really upset with you right now.
Furious.
Yeah, Holy's not going to be too happy with me for that comment, but
oh, forgive me. Anyways, 24-13. Look at that gold graph. It's just skyrocketed now. It's way above sea level. 5,000 in the favor of Radiant. I still don't see this going anyway but the Radiant's way. 14k experience. And I wish I would have been able to keep track of what actually happened to the Aegis. Did you see who picked it up or who?
Yeah. Ricky picked up the Aegis right before he got swapped out, actually. So that's why he came back up. 32 viewers, my bad. Yeah. So he came back up and was able to do a good amount of damage before the Dragon Knight did eventually turn on him and give him his wrath. Yeah, I mean. Well, the Ricky, I think he would have actually made it out fine there, but he actually wanted to kill the Night Stalker, so he blinked in and did actually kill the Night Stalker, but then the Dragon Knight was able to finish him off. So.
Shame.
Yeah, well. I think it was the Night Stalker he killed, because the gem dropped. Maybe the Crystal Maiden had taken it. Oh, wow.
Silence pops out, and WLSK is probably going to go down before he can get any spells off. Indeed, he does go down now. Delayed Mind is there as well, but there's a gem in the vicinity as well. Delayed Mind is going to go down as well, and this is probably going to be GG. I would not be surprised if they called it here. Even though there's absolutely no racks down, like I mean it's literally half. You have half the kills to the opponents. There's major farm on the opponents. They would be wise to GG here, but you know it's okay. This is a best of 3 for those of you, for all of our viewers. You know, don't think this is the end of it. There's one more. We're gonna have a big swap. Wow, level 2 swap comes in. Derp's gonna go down as well. Yet another death for the Dire. They're gonna follow up here on Chopper the Deer. This poor Deer is gonna go down as well.
Ricky does buy back, but I'm not sure he's gonna do anything with it.
He's gonna do what he can. The dust comes out just in case Gem was not working. Not sure.
Yeah, 4 stacks of Shadow Poison. 5 stacks on the Dragon Knight actually, and Soul Catcher is actually on the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight's about to take a ton of damage actually.
But yeah, that's gonna be a ton of gold. 695 gold, almost 700 gold for a kill. Wow, Delayed Mind's actually not gonna live from this as well. That means that gem is still on that Pride. Blinko comes in, see if he can at least pick another one up here. The tower's actually down. He's not gonna have any help. WSLK just making a big fireworks show. He's gonna go down as well. Like I said, could have been GG. It's definitely GG. I am a little bit clairvoyant in that way. Nobody else could have predicted that.
Oh wow, Darkstare ult's still up. Vacuum. Use the vacuum. Cast the... Nope, alright, don't vacuum. Interesting.
Don't play well.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess they're just, you know, acknowledging the game's basically over the GG, like you said, just kind of unspoken at this point. But yeah, like you said, it will be best of 3, and I mean, Pride's a very strong team, but Skill Difference showed that they definitely had the possibility. I guess it would just be outpicked. I mean, just the, like I was talking about earlier on, the kind of like tanky strategy of just, I mean, yeah, running in, basically, using those 2 BKB heroes. I didn't really think about the BKB so early, but that's absolutely what it was that made it effective. The whole kind of like 2-strength hero tanky lineup, and yeah, it worked really well against the Dire.
Yeah, looks like you learned a little of this game, didn't you, Hari?
Yeah, I definitely learned something.
Oh man! All right. Well, it looks like we're in this for the long haul. The barracks have not gone down yet, so we're gonna have a bit of a push. I failed to write down the timer, unfortunately, for Rosh, which I need to do every time. No matter whether I'm observing or playing, it's definitely something to get in the habit of.
My biggest failure as a Dota player is my inability to do this very simple thing.
Yeah, to write down the Rosh timer, no doubt. But, yeah, let's go over some items now that it's 37 minutes in. We've got nothing new. We've got Force Staff and Mech on Windrunner. And, Vladimir's offering. Wow, look how farmed the supports are. Vlad's on Vengeful Spirit. Still the same items. No new items whatsoever on Pride. He probably has a ton of gold saved up, I bet. Yeah, 3k gold.
Yeah. Probably going Heart next, I would assume.
What does Dudu have? Dudu has 2.3k. He hasn't had anything new yet. He's going to save for buyback. Wise. No new items. I think just an Ogre Club, actually. Well, and a Yasha, but no complete item pickups yet on Ricky. Nothing at all on Venomancer. Just, ugh. That's ugly. Darkseer with that mech that you mentioned, and nothing new after that. And then we've had, we do have a point booster. I think it's for the latest item, most likely on WSOK. And nothing new on Sexy. So obviously the Dire struggling, starving for money, whereas the Radiant just has money enough for Vengeful Spirit to get Vladimir's offering. No big deal.
Yeah, I guess they don't want to GG because they figure they still have the potential to have a much stronger late game like we talked about originally, and I don't know, in theory, if the Radiant decides that they just want to stand on their side of the river for the next 30 minutes, the Dire could actually win this game.
Yeah, if they decide to do that, right?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's what they're hoping for. They're going to lull them into complacency and, I don't know, tell them there's Punch and Pie sitting over on the Radiant's jungle, and they should just hang out there and have that, but yeah.
Full of Korea, North and South Korea action going on here. Yeah.
But anyway, we've got a long night coming in very soon here, and I'm sure that's when they will push in with this Night Stalker, not even bothering to have to pop his ult at that point, and have plenty of nice vision for this next fight. Maybe they'll just wait out the Roche, I don't know. It's tough to say. I'm sure what they want to do here is they want to try to catch one of the Dire out using that Aghanim's vision, but there's no way the Dire are moving out of their base at this point, the Ricky.
Too scared.
Yeah. Well, they've got one thing going for them. Actually, the mid and top both have momentum going towards the Radiance towers, so maybe full health tower. Well, top tower is going to take a little bit of damage.
Yep. Alright, well, it looks like they're not going to wait for Rosh. They're actually going to push down bottom. And we will see. No tower. It's going to be pretty easy to push up in there. Related Mind, unfortunately, is still a gem. He's had a crap game. It's really terrible to play as Ricky when you're against, like, well-farmed supports and stuff. I mean, it's just like you might as well not even have Invis, which means he has basically 2 activatables. That's pretty much it. And Backstab, which he's never going to be able to use because he dies too quickly. And they're just going to pressure bottom, and then I'm assuming they have the Rosh timer down, and they have not failed like we have. Or maybe they're just dinking around up there, I'm not sure. They're prepared with wards, at least. They do have that ward there up top on that hill. I'm just waiting for Rosh to pop up.
Yeah, unfortunately with the Aghanims for Night Stalker, there's not even a possibility for, well, maybe a smoke gank. Oh, well, and Sexy, what are you doing?
Sexy dies. Let's go ahead and face check that hill. Oh, big deal.
It can't be any way that he thought that would work out well. I mean, if you don't know where any of the opposing team is, you've got to assume they're sitting up there somewhere. And well, he's going to buy back, though.
Ooh, and the ult comes out here from Darkseer, actually. Derp's going to go down, though. He's going to pay for that. He's going to do what he can. Try and get out of there. Oh, it's not going to be enough. The ult comes out there from WSOK on top of the Pride, who was BKB'd at the time, so that did absolutely nothing as well. WSOK in danger of going down. The ult, there are several illusions coming out and doing work, but it's not going to be enough. Sexy, a couple more hits. He's going to go down as well to Dudu. Indeed he does. 3 go down. There's a 4th. The only other person alive now is Chopper. We do have a buyback from Pride. That's not a buyback. Never mind. That's an enemy. I'm really good at identifying allies and enemies in this game. And the GG comes out, go next.
Oh, and that's the game.
It's the game, yeah. Wake up.
Yeah. I know. I'm a little bit tired there. Well, it's been a long day.
I know.
The first game I casted was actually quite exciting. There was a lot of action, etc., etc. But since then, it's been pretty one-sided affairs. This, I don't know. I mean, it looked pretty good in the beginning, but then just the DK Night Stalker combo was just a bit too much. And yeah, just a couple missed opportunities with the Earthshaker Darkseer combo that could have really turned the game around, maybe, but wasn't enough. And yeah, that'll happen.
I'm just listening to you. It's just like a sigh in between each sentence. Just like, yeah, well, you know, I'm so done.
Yeah. I've emotionally checked out of this game, but I'm looking forward to the next one because honestly, both of these teams, like, you know, the earlier games in this tournament might have been a little bit disappointing because the skill level wasn't that high. Stuff like I actually saw a level 3 Windrunner kill a level 3 Brood in solo versus solo side lane with no sentries. Like, it wasn't like the Brood dove the tower or anything. The Windrunner actually just killed the Brood. I didn't see exactly how it happened because obviously I would never watch that lane because there's not going to be any kills. But surely enough, there was. So, I mean, this isn't that. Like, this is, I mean, you know, it's just a smarter strategy coming out from the Radiant, and I don't know, that's fun to see. Fun to see something different like that, especially when it works out.
Well, I'm sorry that I left you here so long. I mean, I was visiting my father. He's like an hour and a half away. I was out there for the last like 3 days. Yeah, and I picked up a rice cooker. Let's go talk about what I did. I played a bunch of pool. Let me know if you get a password, by the way.
I think I should probably join. Oh yeah, I was busy still watching that last game.
Oh, I wasn't even in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got a big rice cooker / vegetable steamer. I'm excited about that one. I got some oven mitts.